and welcome to your core strength class. Today, we are not doing any crunches. So if crunches are not for you, whether you have diastasis recti, you're trying to strengthen your pelvic floor by being very careful without our crunches, this is the class for you. Crunches aren't the end all and be all. In fact, most people will get more out of doing core exercises that don't involve crunches. They do have a place. I love some crunches, but today is all about some different exercises that we're going to be doing to strengthen our core, and that involves doing the whole way around, okay? So I do have two sets of dumbbells today. I have a pair of 15 pounds, which we're going to start with, and then I also have a pair of 5-pound weights. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with our 15-pound weights, and we're actually going to start standing. So we have a standing core routine first, and then I'm going to take you through two floor routines, one in a plank position, one on our back, okay? Here we go. So first, pick up those weights. I'm going to take 15 pounds today, okay? We're going to hold them here. I want a little bend in your knees, shoulders roll back, core is turned on. The first move is just a side bend and then a pull back. What's happening here is we are pulling here, okay? I'm actually going to do this without weight so I can use my hands to show you. So we're going to bend, and then what's happening is we're actually working this side. So we're going to use this side here to, I want to say crunch it. There's no crunching, but we're going to be pulling this back and using the strength in our obliques to pull this in, okay? So we're going to be there for a little bit, and then I'll work you through one side and then the other. Okay, keep your lighter weights. I have 5 pounds as well. So keep those close by because we're going to be switching into them kind of halfway through this workout or halfway through the standing portion. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So pick up your weights. Here we go. Side bends. We start in 3, 2, 1. So it's side bend and bring it back. Side bend and bring it back. It is really important in any exercise, but particularly when you're working core, that you're making that mind-muscle connection. So if we're just doing this and not really thinking about what muscles we're working, we're just moving. But now I'm connecting my mind with the muscle that I'm working to pull myself back, and it's making a lot more sense for my body. So think about what part of the body you're moving and what you want to be working. Right now it's our obliques. And turn it on. Good. We're going to go 4 more. And then we're going to stay low and do little pulses. Ready? In 2 and 1. Keep it low and pulse. Pulse. So that pulse is coming from this side, right? Pulse, because I'm doing a little pull. 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 Good. Keep going. That's it. That's it. Yes. We go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your weights to center. I'm going to do this with my big heavy weights. If you want to switch to your lighter ones, you can. We're going to go side to side, crunch to crunch. Like how I said no crunches, now I'm like crunch. But we're doing a little stand up. So what's happening is I'm just turning each of my obliques on every time I go towards that side, okay? If the heavy weights aren't working for you, always feel free to move to lighter ones. These are my 5s. Go 8, 7, 6. That's it. Keep going side to side. For 4, we're just going to go and do side bends onto the other side in 2 and 1. Good. I'm going to pick up my heavy weights again. Okay, so now we're going to side bend on this side, using these obliques here to pull back. Keep going. My feet are glued to the floor. My knees are slightly bent. My shoulders are relaxed. And it's okay if you're not feeling this right away. I find sometimes in a standing core, you don't feel it as much. And then all of a sudden the next day you're like, oh, it hurts when I sneeze or cough. Good, keep going. Using this side of your obliques to pull it back. That's where the work is. Okay, careful, we're not leaning forward or leaning back. Let's go for 3, for 2, and then for 1. Good, little lean and little crunch, crunch, good. And it's just pulling back, pulling your body back, using your obliques. So we're not really crunching it, but it's kind of the best way to describe it. But we're using those muscles to engage and pull back my upper body. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Either use your heavy weights in the middle or move to your lighter ones. And we're gonna go either side. Good. Right? From the side, we're here and here, here and here. Turning on each side of the oblique every time you go towards it. Good, I'm already sweating. It's happening. Good, 8, 7. We're gonna hold our light weights going forward, okay? In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold your weights chest level. I'm just gonna roll these ones forward a bit. We're gonna go pivot punches. So I'm going to punch and pivot that opposite toe. As I'm punching, I am really twisting through right into it. If you're waiting, now's the time to jump in. So I am using my full body from the tip of my pivoted toe to my fingertips that are coming out with the weight. I'm twisting and I'm feeling this in my core. My obliques are on fire. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Weights together. We're going to go into halos. We start here. We take the weights all the way around. Stop. Other side. Jump in. Let's go. I will tell you without fail, I always smack my head with the weights in a halo. And I think it's because I have really short arms. All the way around. Again, we're getting so much oblique here, just standing. Nice job. Good. 4, 3, you'll feel this in your shoulders. 2, 1, right back to pivot punch. Let's go. Punch, punch. So I just don't want this, okay? Because this is like, what is this? You're really punching. Hold those weights and punch it like you mean it. And with that twist, you're gonna really feel your obliques turn on. Let's go. 8, 7. Stay with me, heart rate's coming up a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights together, halo. Good. All right. We're gonna drop our weights after this. My watch loves to talk to me, especially when I'm filming. After this, we are going to drop our weights. We're gonna come down to the floor. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that is it for standing. We don't need our weights anymore. Now we're gonna come down to the floor. Move all the dust. I swear I did sweep. Okay, so we are gonna come down to our backs. We are not gonna lift our shoulders up off the mat because this is a no crunch zone today. So first move is we're going to scissor our legs, okay? So shoulders are down, head is down. We're gonna have our arms by our side here. The higher you go with your legs, the easier it is. Jump in right now. Okay, I'm crisscrossing my legs. So the lower my legs go, the harder it is. Let's talk about our core. So if I go really low, my back starts to lift from the mat. You keep going. So I want you to think about pushing your back towards the mat, but more than that, engaging your core, like someone's gonna come and punch you right in the belly, okay? Make it ready for impact. And if this is where you are today and this is really hard, embrace that. Today, I feel like being about here. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, legs are at 90 degrees. Brace your core. So think of it like a can coming in, okay? We're going to alternate heel taps. Slow. That's it. Slow and steady. A lot of this work is in the bracing of the core, because otherwise your back is coming off the mat, your core isn't working as hard, and you're going to start to feel this work get into your low back. We don't need that. Good. Alternate those heel drops. Engage your core. Think of each of those cues every time you're about to drop a heel, okay? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Bring the knees into chest just a little bit. Roll it out if you feel like you need it. If at any point in this workout you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, my low back, drop the knee or drop the feet, give yourself a little rest, and then come back to work, okay? One more move down here on our backs before we go through it again. Broad feet. So heels come together, knees are far apart, okay? We're going to kick out, bring it back in. Let's jump in right now, let's go. Kick out, bring it in. So my toes are far apart, my knees are far apart, but my heels are together. I'm bracing my core, particularly when I'm pushing away from my body with my feet. Push. Again, the lower you go, the harder this becomes. Find something that's challenging but not impossible. Good. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop your feet. Take a deep breath. Good. Bring your knees into chest and just rock side to side. We're going to go through that one more time before we flip over into a plank position to finish out this class, okay? So we are going to go scissor our legs. We go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find a height that works for you, and then scissor your legs. Engage your core, relax your face. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you smile, it really does help to relax the rest of your body, which puts the work back into your core. Good. We go for 4. I'm kicking my plant. 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. Legs at 90 degrees. Embrace the core or brace the core. And then alternate a heel tap. Relax the body. Really focusing in on engaging your core. You do not need to be here doing 10,000 crunches to have a smaller waist. When it comes down to it, it's the food you eat, the amount of calories you burn through movement. So lots of walking, right? Low impact, walking, lifting weights, and then strengthening our core just comes down to really engaging it and making sure that we're focusing on these types of exercises. Good job. Heels together, knees apart. We frog leg and bring it back in. Rest is needed and get right back to work. I know it burns. I'm with you. I've got the shakes like crazy right now. It's really difficult for me as well. I've been through 2 C-sections in the past 10 years. They were 2.5 years apart. I had to rebuild my core from scratch each time, and I'm still rebuilding it 7 years later. Good. Oh my gosh. 3 more. 3, 2. This last one is such a struggle. 1. Oh, I barely did it. Okay. We are going to come into a plank position, okay? So let's talk about that plank position first, because we're gonna hold the plank for a little bit, and then we're gonna move into some like movements in the plank, right? So I have a beautiful sweat angel on my mat. I think you can see it in the camera. Okay, here we go. So you can do this from a high plank. So that's hands on the floor, wrists are gonna be under shoulders, okay? And you can do this from the toes. If you're here on the toes, we're gonna pull up on the kneecaps, squeeze your bum, push away from the floor, okay? You can also do this from the knees. So if you're just starting on your journey, this might be a more comfortable spot for you, especially if you're coming off of postpartum, or if you have a pelvic floor weakness, which most of us do, and we're not used to doing a full plank like that, you can absolutely start there. Start where you need to start. Try a higher modification if you want to, and then you can always go back to your knees, okay? Okay, so first of all, we're gonna hold a plank. So you can do high plank, or if your wrists bother you, that's totally fine. You come down to a low plank, and that's just the same thing, but on your forearms, okay? Let's go. We're gonna do 30-second hold, and then we're gonna move into shoulder taps. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm gonna start in a low plank, and I'll finish off in a high plank on the next one. So we really wanna focus in on pulling up our kneecaps, squeezing our bum, and pushing forward a little bit on our toes, okay? And by doing that, it brings our elbows right over or right under our shoulders. 10 more seconds, you're fine. If you have a shake, welcome to the club. I'm gonna come up to a high plank for these shoulder taps right here. So that was a 30-second hold. So I'm gonna tap and tap. Important thing to note here, if you are going side to side like this, I want you to widen your stance in your feet. We want to try to keep our hip points, so the bony parts of our hips facing the floor. Good job. Whew. Let's go 6, 5. This is slow and controlled. Good. That's 3, 2. Good. 1. Hold this plank. We're gonna walk one leg in and then the other. Walk it back, walk it back. Knees are floating. Good. So we walk into bear and back out. There's so much dog and bunny hair on my floor, and I swept and I vacuumed, and it's like it's all attracted to me in this corner right now. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come into a down dog position. Push through. We're gonna go and hold it again. This time I'm gonna hold a high plank. You can do whatever feels good for you. If your wrists don't feel good, stay in that low plank. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, hold that plank. This is the last time we are holding a plank. So think about your positioning. Wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, slight bend in the elbows, pulling up on the kneecaps, squeeze your bum, push forward with your toes. Less than 10 seconds. We're gonna go into shoulder taps. Ooh, I'm shaking. 3, 2, 1. I'm bringing my feet wide a little bit and then tapping my opposite shoulder each time. Good. That's it. Good. Focus on keeping your hips as steady as possible. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hold it here. Opposite foot comes first. Last time I started with my right foot. This time I'm starting this bear walk with my left. Good. Try not to tuck your chin in. It is so easy to want to do this, but then what happens is we start to push our bum up into the air. So look forward just a little bit. I was also doing it too. Body is always looking for a way to make things easier. I'm fixing my hands because those were also going forward. 3, 2, 1. Good. Down dog. I've got one more move for you. Are you ready? We're gonna come down to forearm plank. Whew. Good. All right, here we go. We're gonna hold this forearm plank and we're gonna saw forward on our toes. Okay? Let's go forward and back. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my toes and I'm moving forward and back. If you're doing this from your knees, I want you to simply hold here. Okay, you're doing a plank hold. If you're on your toes, we are doing a saw back and forth for 10 more seconds. Breathe it out. Don't let your bum fall low or go high. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. And done. That was really tough. I was shaking and struggling so hard at the end, but we did it. We did it. Amazing job. Don't forget to cool down. This is the last part of your workout. You did such an amazing job.